All right, y'all. I'm here. Team takeover. My man X. What'd you do? You just got his top four?
Top four at locals.
Our locals here at Gardens of Earthly Delights, top four. What'd you play today, man?
Melffy Spright with an extra little spice to it.
With the little spice, the Melffy, what was it called? Melffy Spright?
Melffy Spright Pendulum.
Pendulum. Okay, you got a little extra spice in there. You gonna show us?
Yep. Sure.
So show us what you got, man.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the non-engine stuff first. So we got 3 fin rares.
Right.
We
3
got
fin rare.
2 Nibiros.
Right.
3 Ash. And 3 Emperors. Today this was cool. I think I'm just gonna up my hand trap to 1 more, so I'm gonna figure that slot, probably take a Fenrir out or something. But yeah, back to the engine. We have 3 Spright Blue, 3 Jet, 2 Red, 1 Carrot, and then the Melffy engine, which is the Caddy and
right.
the Penny.
This joint put in work.
Yep, they definitely put in work, and I'll explain it a little bit. Then we have 3 Nimble Beavers,
right.
Standard and Spright. 2 Nimble Anglers, and then we have the Spice package, which is 2 Speedroid Terratops.
Terratop at 2.
2 Speedroid Marble Machine.
What the heck? What are you doing?
Yeah, and I'll explain this a little bit more. This is a little spicy. And then 2 Amorphage Gluttony.
I don't even know what's going on. What is this?
Yeah, so these 6 cards, I'll try to explain. This is a nice little spice. For the spells and traps, we have the standard, which is 3 Spright starters.
Got started up.
2 Triple Tactics talent. I'm thinking about figuring out a way to put a 3rd one in.
Yeah, it's too broken.
It's too broken.
You're just winning duels.
1 Foolish Bear, which is a starter. 1 Spright Gamma Burst.
Right.
And then we have 1 Spright Double Cross. 2 Spright Gigantic.
Right.
The Zeus package, Zeus number 2 Ninja for the OTKs. Downer Magician.
Right.
And then typical Spright stuff, Cat Shark. 29 Mannequin Cat. Melffy Forest.
Right.
Soul Sweeper.
Right.
And then we have Spright Spren.
Okay.
Then we have IP Masquerena.
Right. I follow you.
Then we have Nightmare Phoenix.
Makes sense.
And then we have SP Little Knight.
Of course.
And then we have the Herald of Arclight too.
Now, I heard this card was putting in work.
It does put in work. And the last card is obviously the one I talked about
so
previously.
This is a spicy card
beyond
right here.
The spicy card, Beyond the Pendulum. So yeah, basically you typically do the typical gigantic play.
Right.
And if your opponent is interrupting the gigantic play and you have an extender,
right,
you go into the Melffy package. If your opponent, however, doesn't interrupt anything, and you open with any of these pendulum scales, or if you had summoned the Terratops successfully, you want to keep one of those in the hand. And off the gigantic, when you make a gigantic, you want to summon the Armor Factor Glutton.
Right.
And then with 2 other monsters, and typically it'll be gigantic if that's the only other monster you have on field, but other times you'll have like something like if you special Terratops.
Oh, I get it. And then you make
Beyond the
right.
Pendulum. And then from there you'll search the other scale.
Right.
And basically you'll attempt to pendulum summon with the other scale that you have in your hand.
Right.
And then you special out the Gluttony from your extra deck. And basically what it is the marbles protect the Gluttony from being destroyed by battle. By switching it into attack mode. That is this scale's the scale effect. So essentially you'll have Armor Factor Gluttony on your field and Armor Factor Gluttony in your scale, which would mean your opponents can't activate any effects that are not Armor Phage, and your opponents can't go into the extra deck also. And also, if they try to attack into that, you use the Speedroid Marble to switch it into attack mode, and it cannot be destroyed by battle.
So it's a strong lock.
It's definitely a strong lock. Like I said, the Spright, you got the typical Spright engine, and like I said, double cross as well is really good. Just helps when your opponent's just trying to like set up more bodies in order to break your field. You just go Spright double cross and snatch their card, even putting it under the gigantic,
right,
or putting it under the Beyond Pendulum. That's Herald of Pure Light.
Right.
3-dimensional shifters.
Right.
I side the Ibly. I side the Red Resonator.
Right.
I side 3 Bell.
Right.
Today I was siding 2 Droll. I may take that out for Cosmic, but Droll is too good too. And I have Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storms, and 1 of the Spright Smashers.
Oh, this is one you sided.
That's the one I sided.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. So
you out here looping this guy.
yes. So
locking people with this guy. This is insane.
Yeah. So typically in some games, what I would do is I'll even side out. The way I side my side patterns is I'll have these 6 cards and I'll side in the shifter. So just in case I see the shifter, I can go that line instead of the lockout with the pendulum cards.
Right.
But yeah, you keep looping shifter, and like I would side out beyond the pendulum, or if I'm going first that turn, maybe I side out the
right, something else goofy
something
that
out
you really need for going
like
first.
yeah, like the Nightmare Phoenix. I side that out, and that way
I'll tell you one thing. Listen, top 4, and I saw you do it too. And it more. It was 79, right? You did 79 damage. It was 100. You left them alive. Left them alive with 100 life points, man. It could have been game 3. Never know how it went, but you know it is what it is. It's the top 4.
And another thing in that match, I chose not to go into this
lock
package, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, you should have went into the.
This is some new spice, and it is really effective, this meta. It locks your opponents out of activating monster effects and lock them out of going into the extra deck. Both players. And standby phase, if you're confused on what happens, how do you play the game afterwards, the Guttenly forces you to tribute a card.
Right.
So you would tribute a Guttenly
himself, and then you can start playing again.
You can start playing again, and if you feel as though your opponent has any extra stuff, you can pendulum it back out.
Right.
So it's like insane.
Listen, look, you did it. I'm proud of you, man. Top 4.
Finally,
next time we're gonna
4.
shoot for a little bit. We're gonna keep pushing. But right now, listen, top 4, one step at a time, Rick. Listen, take over, man. Appreciate you.
Take over. Let's go.